This week we're going to continue drawing human faces. We'll be using parts of the face to measure where other parts of the face go. This art idea is called proportions. It's making things the right size and in the right place. This week's mission is to draw a second eye, and then you need to go back to the art choice board and submit a form to me. Next week, we're going to be drawing the head shape and drawing noses. In terms of drawing the eyes and having the proper spacing, in humans, the eyes are mostly one eye width apart. If you notice the drawing on the right-hand side, you can see how the lines measure out one eye space in between. Here I already have my first eye drawn, and I'm going to use the width of it to determine where to draw the second eye. Just using a piece of paper to measure with. I slide it over. Where I make this mark is the beginning of the second eye, and where I make my next mark is the end of the second eye. I'll begin my second eye by drawing the iris. I'm drawing it right in between the marks that I made with my guide paper. I really want my iris to be in the right place, so I'm also going to use my guide paper to make sure the bottom of both of my irises line up. That looks pretty good there. A bit of a review from last week. I want the top eyelid to be touching my iris, and then I brought my eyelid around so it's touching those guide marks on the side. When I do my lower eyelid, I make sure that it's not quite touching the iris, and then I put a little U shape on the end for the tear duct. And then the pupil goes right in the middle of the iris. Now I'm going to make where the highlight is going to be. That's where the light is shining off of the eye. I'm darkening the pupil in, and then I'm going to go ahead and start putting the upper eyelid in there. That's where your eyelids kind of fold up. Now time for some eyelashes. Remember to draw those in groups. Now I'm going to come back into my eyelashes and I'm going to add some individual eyelashes. The lower eyelashes, there's always fewer lower eyelashes and they don't stand out as much. Now I'll come in where the eyelid shades the iris and do some shading around there. After blending my iris with my finger, I need to clean it up. I need to make sure that that highlight is still bright. And then I can come back in and I can add more contrast in there to make it look more realistic. Naturally, I couldn't leave my first eye alone. I had to mess with it too. Darker around the bottom, and then some flecks in there too. Now I'll shade all along where the upper eyelid shades the eyeball, and then a little bit of the lower lid there. Make sure I have my tear duct separate from my eyeball. Ta-da! Your mission for this week: draw an eye. Then use the one eye space rule to place and draw your second eye. New this week, though, is that you need to return to the art choice board and you need to complete the form and submit that to me. Happy drawing!